You're not physically healthy, it's hard to concentrate on anything else.
You're listening to the Dare to Be Different podcast, a podcast for people who want to live an extraordinary life. On this week's episode, Joe sits down with Pat Williams, the owner of Axe & Sledge Nutrition, to talk about how to have a coach's mindset and lead a healthy team. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Dare to Be Different podcast. My name is Joe Altieri. I am here today with my special guest, Pat Williams. How are you today, Pat?
I am doing great, Joe. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, so the reason you are here is because we're going to talk about being healthy today. The Dare to Be Different podcast is all about having an extraordinary life. So we have that around 5 values, which is adventurous, honest, passionate, healthy, and grateful. So you are, in my opinion, you are an expert at health. Do you mind sharing why I have that opinion of you?
I appreciate that. I enjoy the health atmosphere. I do own a couple nutrition companies, and I've been part of the health and wellness industry for over 19 years.
Wow.
So been doing it for a long time. It's a passion of mine. Sports is a passion of mine. Coaching is a passion of mine. So making sure people are in a healthy mindset to live their best life possible is important.
So you're very humble, like, oh yeah, I own 3 health and nutrition companies, but you have like 3 amazing health and nutrition companies. I mean, it's that have grown. I mean, you're a Western PA guy. We've known each other for a long time.
Went to high school together.
Yes, so a very long time, Nicholas. Yes, yes. You don't have to,
as many years as you are old, buddy.
Yes, that was when we were in high school, But yeah, you've started these companies and they've just exploded. I mean, do you mind sharing? So you have 3. You have Axe & Sledge.
Axe & Sledge. We have All American Roughneck, which is a clothing line that supports the health and wellness industry.
Yep.
And then we have American Made Nutrition.
Okay.
So that's another brand that's a natural brand.
Okay.
So 2 different genres of people, but covering the masses. But anything from general health to working out in the gym. So multivitamins, CLA, omegas, amino products.
Plus bodybuilding stuff too,
Bodybuilding
right?
stuff. A lot of bodybuilding stuff. But a lot of natural products. So
and in the without really doing any advertising, anything like that, you guys are really well known in that industry.
Very well. Yeah, Axe & Sledge has been developed 16 months now.
16 months.
16 months.
To me.
It felt like 16 years, but 16 months and we're one of the fastest growing supplement brands in the world. Wow. So, we are modest with what we do, but we appreciate everything people bring to us, right? It's about the group of people we have in our office and all our customer base. A lot of direct consumer sales we do. So we're able to build content to help these people direct them to a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, so again, I follow you guys on all of your social media, and you guys have created a community of healthy people, which is fantastic, and they share with each other. It's not just your team sharing. There's this this community that goes back and forth and encourage each other and all that stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, we have an affiliate program called the Demo Crew.
Okay.
Right? It's called a Demo Crew. That construction style, blue collar mentality again. But there's over 2,500 people just in that demo crew that wants to support the brand and help promote the brand.
Wow.
Then we have the Facebook group, which is 20,000 plus. But yeah, they share with each other their obstacles and their successes. So, people always think it's an easy way. There's an easy way for this to happen, or I can't do it. So they find people that did do it. They share and realize, oh, I do have an opportunity to make myself healthier. And it's more of a mental, not just physical.
Oh, absolutely.
A mental health thing. So.
Yeah, and so that's actually part of what I want to talk about here, because I want to, I want to get healthier in 2020. It's one of our values, one of my personal goals to get healthier, and
sure.
And for us, healthy means more than just physical, right? It's
correct.
It's, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's relationships, all that stuff, but. Physical affects all of the other ones.
Affects all the other.
I mean, if you're not physically healthy, it's hard to concentrate on anything else.
It is. It really is, because your mindset's not right, and your body's not acting the way it should be acting.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that until they get to a certain point, and then it's hard to reverse that mindset.
Well, and it's also hard to reverse the damage that's been done to your
Yes.
body.
Oh, that too. Right.
So
Right,
we were talking about it just a few minutes ago. If you go to the doctors, especially us, we're in our 40s now, right?
Getting older.
Now we have like now we
older.
have like oh my goodness, is my heart going to be okay?
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
serious physical things that have to be considered when you hit. Oh my goodness, it's middle age. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but middle age.
I'm a boomer.
Yeah, which but it's really funny because I've been really fighting the middle age thing, but now I'm going to be 45 and very very soon, and I'm not sure I'm going to live to be 90, so I'm like past middle age at this point.
At this point, past middle age, I'm going to do everything I can to extend my life, just because there's a lot of important people and things in life I want to do.
Right.
Right, and you don't realize that until you're middle age.
Yeah.
In your 20s, you don't see that, right?
No, you don't. And I was even thinking about this is what we were talking about. You go into the doctor and they're like, "Hey, you're overweight. You need to start eating healthier. You're going to shorten your life."
Right.
If the doctor would say, and most people go, "Sure, doc, no problem. I'll get on the treadmill, whatever," and they don't do it, right?
They'll do it for a day, be done.
Right.
This is too much work.
If the doctor said, "If you go one day without exercising, you will die," people would be like, they would be on it. But we have this mentality where it's almost like that's tomorrow Joe's problem. It's not today Joe's problem. That's tomorrow Joe's problem, and they just keep pushing it off and pushing it off.
They push it off. I think sometimes people forget that their number one priority needs to be themselves.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because they worry about, and I'm guilty of this.
I am too. Yeah.
I worry about everything else and everybody around me that sometimes I forget about me.
Wow.
So it's tough, and it's an adjustment, because like you, there's so much going on every day, Monday through Sunday. Every day there's something going on, right? So whether it's a child, a grandchild, employees, business is every day.
Yeah, and you think about it, you're like, okay, I can't work out because I need to do this for my child, right?
Right.
Or
Yes.
my family, or whatever the case, or my business. But the fact of the matter is, they would rather have less income and have you there longer. So it's just a weird mental shift that you have to make.
It is. It's all in the brain, and you just got to stay focused, because in my house, no one's up before 5:30 but me.
Right.
So there's no reason for me to not go downstairs for 20 minutes and get on a treadmill.
Yep.
It's just, don't do it. I get my phone out,
Yeah.
look at my emails, and see what I need to do and get done for that day.
Yeah.
Right? Or that week.
No,
So,
again, you talk about the fact that you don't work out, but you're very clearly in great shape. So
I'm in okay shape.
you're in okay.
I'm in winter mode.
You're on like the gainer type
Yeah.
of. You're in that cycle, huh?
I got the sweatshirt body right now. And it's okay. Like I said, I'm getting older, and I'm very happy with everything in my life right now.
That's fantastic.
So it's important. But health is and should be right up there with everything else
Yeah, it
as
should
an
be.
order of importance. So
Yeah. So one of the things now, you're a business leader. You know what I mean.
I am,
You're owner of these companies, and you have young people that work for you.
a lot of young people.
And so you go through some of the things that I do as far as helping to lead the organization, not just the day-to-day. You're also trying to improve them along the way, make them better people, better employees, better whatever. And one of the ways that you do it is a lot like us. So we have these words that we concentrate on, and you said that you guys do a weekly word of the day.
We do a weekly, every Monday morning. One of the employees has my 1938 Noah Webster dictionary I found. Right? Old.
1938.
There's so many words that aren't in there that we use today.
Right.
It's crazy, right? But everyone gets an opportunity to pick a word out for that week.
Okay.
So, and then they pass the book to the next person. So it doesn't have to be business minded, but it usually comes out to be. You can fit that word in there, but they have to explain why they chose that word.
Okay.
Right? So whether it's vulnerability, whether it's passion, whether it's, perseverance, whatever that word is, they have to explain themselves and what it meant. The first couple weeks I did it,
Okay.
and then we passed the book around, and they get a better understanding of not just the business mindset, but the everyday mindset they need to put themselves in.
And it's a time for you guys to kind of come together collectively, kind of regroup for and do some personal.
Yeah, it's a personal growth.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't consider myself, I am a business owner. My name's on the paper with three other gentlemen, but I'm a coach.
Wow, that's a great way. That is
coach.
a great way of putting it.
Yeah, my whole life's been about sports and coaching. I've coached over 1,000 young people.
Wow.
at a young age, and how do I support those people, make them better than they even think they can be? So it's taking someone's talents, they know they're good, but how do I make them great?
What is your sport of choice? Like when you were, when you were growing up versus, man, these are the kids I like to coach. What is your favorite?
I love to play baseball.
Okay.
I love to play football too. Don't get me wrong. Coaching football, to me, there's nothing like coaching football.
Okay.
You're with a child 6 days a week, 3 hours a night, longer on the weekends for 4 months straight. Some people's parents don't spend that much time with their kid.
Right. No,
right?
you're absolutely right.
But it's the reward that you get for having that opportunity to coach those young people, and now they come back. Now they're 25, 26, 27 years old. Like, still call me Coach Pat.
Wow.
I hired one of them in my office, and every day he calls me, "Hey, Coach Pat." I'm like, "I haven't coached you for 15 years, and I'm still your coach, huh?" But that's my mentality. I have a coach's mentality. And sometimes it's tough love, right?
Yeah.
Just to help them grow even further. So that's how I work every day.
I had a middle school wrestling coach that was like that with me. So it was Coach Marsh. Marshall Lesky was that's how I will always think of him. I saw him at the local gas station a couple years ago or something like that. And,
right.
And now we're both adults. But it's still in my mind. It's Coach Marsh.
I get that with Coach Romito.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He says, "Why couldn't you be this big when you played football?" I mean, I graduated high school at 140 pounds. Right. I'm 230. I'm like, oh. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I grew up, I guess.
Yeah. Like I hit my growth spurt at 35.
Yeah, right. I don't know what happened, but it happens, right?
So, but that's fantastic. Business leader as a coach, again, mental switch that happens. Because so many people, and especially dealing with young people, they want to manage them, and I think that's why a lot of young people float. You know what I mean? I don't want to say they don't want to be managed, but it's not a great way of leading an organization.
Right. They need motivated. Young people need motivated. They need to see the big picture. Sometimes they look too short-sighted.
Yep.
They're looking at next month or 6 months down the road. It's like, okay, midlife again.
Right.
You're 22 years old. What's wrong with 6 years down the road? You're 28.
Yeah.
You have to look at that, the big picture. We have this sheet we have. It's called a SMART sheet.
Okay.
Right. So it's broken down, acronyms. So I make them fill that out. It has nothing to do with business.
That's fantastic.
But if you look it up, you'll see it. It has different categories. They write it all down. We review it to say, okay, in a couple of years, it's how do we get to your life goal? How do I help you get to your life goal? I'm at my life goal.
Right.
I'm doing what I love to do. But if you're a designer, you're a marketer, you're an artist.
Yeah.
You're a salesperson. How do you get to that number, or how do you get to that position you want to do?
Yeah, because you have, a lot like our companies, we have people that are just on the line. So you have people packing boxes and doing stuff like that. And you're like, this probably is not where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years. No. So how do we get you there?
Right. How do we get you there? What are your goals? How do I help do that?
Yeah. Again, we've known each other for a long time, so I assume that have the same mentality. Nicholas, who's sitting in the room with us, although I have a feeling he will never ever leave Flex Screen. I want to keep him here forever, but my goal for him is that he is better off after he leaves this than he was when he started.
And that's all you can hope for.
Yeah, and I think that bosses, who have that type of mentality with young people, number one, the young people don't want to leave. If you really have my best interests in mind, why do I want to leave that place?
Right.
Again, maybe it's financial or something like that. You can only pay people a certain amount of money, and if you do a good job training them up, they're probably worth a heck of a lot more than you're paying them. Nicholas. You are. No, I'm just kidding.
He got the number sign to work today.
He did he got the countdown clock to work.
Learning every day.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So the coach as a business leader, that's a fantastic. I love that.
I don't like when people call me boss or. I like the leader or coach.
Yeah,
I'm your coach.
Man, that's
I'll give you direction.
So let's go back to the reason that we're talking.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to have another podcast just about us. Us as from the business side.
Business side, yeah. It's so easy to get sidetracked.
It really is. But I want to talk about being physically healthy. So
sure.
whether you're 15 years old or 55 or 60 years old,
Yeah.
it's important. So how do we get motivated? So we're in the new year here, and a lot of people have this, it's their New Year's resolution, and it falls flat after a week or two.
Yeah, you get 2 weeks in, and then the gym's jam packed, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, I'll just come back next week, but it's not as busy." Everyone knows it's not going to be as busy. I used to avoid the gym in January
Okay.
altogether.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I'll wait till all these people push their goals aside, they fail on their goals, and then I'll be able to work out again.
Yeah. So by
Right.
January 20th, I'll be able to go
I'll be
back to the
good.
gym.
But I think number one, it starts mentally, right? You have to want to change your lifestyle,
Okay.
right? So if you're not willing to change your lifestyle and you still want to stop at Burger King 3 times a week, it's going to be hard to be healthy, right? It's making good decisions, just like life. You get in what you put out, right? You make good decisions, you're going to get good results. You don't make good decisions, you're going to stay in the same place you've been.
I've heard
Right.
that, and I like this, but I've heard it said that people do things for one of two reasons. One is to gain joy or gain pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
The other is to avoid pain.
Yes.
And so, a lot of times the avoiding pain, again, if it's not immediate, if it's long term, it's hard to get into that mindset where, this temporary 20 minutes or 40 minutes or however long you spend in the gym or on the treadmill will help me avoid a long-term pain.
Right.
So
right.
is there something that you do? Like, do you have some sort of mental focus that you do? You're like, man, here's my funeral at
Right.
50 versus,
Yeah,
95,
don't want that, right?
Right.
There's family and friends and things that I want to do in life that I make that a priority. So I need to be healthy to be around for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a young daughter. Do I want to see her get married? Heck yeah.
Right.
I want to be the guy walking her down the aisle, not no dad around.
Right.
So I make that a priority to myself. I make it a priority for my wife. To be as healthy as possible. My other sons, be as healthy as possible. But it goes, like I said, hand in hand with mental and physical. You start with that mental health, which is going back. You say a lot of people stop going to the gym in 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't form a habit. It's been tracked that you can't form a habit under 21 days. So you form that habit, your mind will switch. It'll turn that switch to be like, oh, I need to go today.
Yeah, this is
I'm
just
going
what we
today.
do now. Like
This is my process.
Yep.
It's part of my life. So it's a lifestyle thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to buy healthy food and get rid of all the junk in my closet. People don't like to do that. I love to snack. I'm a big snacker, right? But I got to take the chips and everything and push them into the garbage and say, okay, healthy choices.
Right.
My daughter gets healthy choices. Everyone in the house, they don't have a choice. They get the choice we pick. But, anyone can do a workout program, but they mentally sometimes can't get in the right zone.
So what I'm hearing is that me being a couple pounds overweight is my wife's fault because she puts bad stuff in our
Bad stuff in the
cupboard.
closet. That's
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Okay. I just
Yep.
want to make sure that.
We'll clarify that.
So
My wife's gluten-free, celiac, so she has all the higher carb stuff in our closet. So I have to
really?
she makes me eat that.
So so starting with the mental, right?
Starting with mental.
What do you find when people? Because again, I see on your social media, there's people that are literally like they are starting today,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's people that are like the gym is a light that they've been going to the gym forever and ever. What sort of advice do you have for people that are just starting out? Like, is it join a gym or is it get a piece of equipment or what?
Depending on the age, just walking. I have a
Yeah.
93-year-old uncle
Mm-hmm.
up in Johnstown. He walks every day. Still functional, brains
Yep.
all there. He's just in great shape at 93 years old.
Just get out and do something.
Get out and do something. Be physical activity, whatever it might be. Make sure it's something you enjoy to start. So if it's playing basketball twice a week, go play basketball twice a week. Just walking around the track, go walk around the track. I'm like I said, I'm full of it too because sometimes I make up excuses.
Sure.
I find excuses why not to do it instead of actually just doing it and not thinking about it.
So on that subject, we talked very briefly, you being a coach and having that as a passion and some of the switch with young people. And now I'm talking about teenage, where the sports have gone from something physical to esports being a huge thing. I mean, where there's a lot of studies that say in the next couple of years, esports will be more popular than the traditional physical sports.
Yes, right.
And which has the potential of leading to a sedentary lifestyle. So there's kids that normally we go out and play baseball and football and basketball or whatever they enjoy, track.
Right. Yeah. How do you get those kids to get outside?
Yeah.
How do you get them movement? I mean, I had a bicycle as a kid. I rode everywhere.
I did too.
Didn't have a choice.
Yeah. And we're in Western Pennsylvania. That means there's a lot of hills that you're
A lot of
climbing.
hills. And now you look outside now in the summertime, you're like, I don't see one bike. What's
Yeah.
happening? What happened?
So you're raising. I mean, you have a young daughter.
I have a young daughter.
And is there something that you're, in your mind that you're like, man, I have to train her up to enjoy and appreciate physical things? Like, I mean, do you? Have, is that something
it's top priority. Making sure she's involved in a lot of activities. My wife's very good at making sure she's in dance, she's in gymnastics. She does that twice a week. She's on the go constantly. She's always playing with friends, not in front of a TV.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of nowadays, husband and wife are both mom and dad are both very busy.
Right.
Easiest thing to do is put them down in front of a TV or an iPad.
Yeah, like here. Yeah, play
you
with
go.
this.
Stay here for an hour. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's tough for them to be creative as well.
Right.
Right? Your mindset's, again, mental. Your mindset's different. You're not allowing yourself to be creative. Where young people, 5, 6, 7 years old, playing with friends, doing things, playing house, whatever it is, kitchen.
Right.
Right? My daughter plays kitchen all the time. She makes me all kind of good stuff in her fake kitchen. Right? but it lets her to be mentally challenge herself to be creative.
Wow.
Nicholas knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's a handful.
We catch Nicholas playing kitchen all the time. He has his fake fruit and fake stuff.
I might have a picture or two of that.
I'm sure.
He probably doesn't know it, but
so the first tip is the mental, right?
Get yourself in the right mindset. 2, find yourself a partner if you need to.
Oh, accountability.
Accountability is key.
That's great. Yeah.
Find yourself an accountable person to do it with.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, get yourself on a program you're going to enjoy. And being a coach easy too. And I love sports, so I love challenges.
Okay.
Give yourself a challenge. Give yourself a goal. What's your goal? Write it down.
Yep.
One of my big things too with my employees, going back to that, is what are your goals? Write them down and look at them every day. Can't achieve something you're not looking at every day.
Right.
It's there, might be, but if you see it on the front of your phone or whatever it might be on your notes, read that note list every day. Okay, I'm going to the gym at 5:30, gonna come home, shower at 6:30, eat breakfast, get to work. Right.
We have one of the teammates here he wanted to run the Philly Marathon.
Oh boy.
And so every single, let's talk about accountability.
Yeah.
He was posting during all of his training, and he ended up with an injury that didn't allow him to do it this past fall.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great seeing every day he would post, this is where I'm running, this is what I'm doing, and it kept him accountable. And he he told us, like, hey, if I don't post something, kick me in the butt, because I want people to keep me motivated.
Sure. There's a gentleman in our industry, Andy Frisella, great motivational speaker.
Okay.
He does a program called 75 Hard.
Okay.
Right? 75 days of just kicking your own butt.
Wow.
Right? And he has a booklet. He has you order this. You got to pay for it, obviously, but you can do it yourself. But he has a program put together, 75 Hard, and you got to check it off every day. You're holding yourself accountable, but he's working it with you.
Okay.
Indirectly.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? So by having something like that, mapping it out, whether it's a calendar, whatever it might be, holding yourself accountable is key. Getting yourself into that 21-day habit, so that the day you miss, you're going to feel worse than the first day you went.
Right.
Right? Because there's times I felt horrible that I wasn't able to make it to the gym.
Yeah, and unfortunately, though, that bad habit is easier to bring than the good habit. So you miss one day, and then you're like, well, I didn't go yesterday. I don't have to go today. Right. So
and the nice part about today is there's so many resources that we have access to. So you punch it online. No fitness programs for a 40-year-old middle-aged woman. Right. There you go. 45-year-old man. Here you go. 12-year-old boy. Here you go. You can find programs out there. That's the easy part. Actually physically going and doing it. Getting yourself in the right mindset, buying yourself the right food. Our website, we do a lot of information about how to work out, the proper way to do things so you're not hurting yourself. There's a lot of YouTube videos of Seth teaching people how to diet properly, because 90% diet, 10% physical.
Right.
That's the motto, So those type of things, they're accessible to people nowadays, which is a lot easier than trying to find a magazine or a book to help you out. But those are the 3 main stages that I that I see with people that don't work out or don't hold true to doing it. And another thing is I don't think they trust themselves. They don't trust themselves to do it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I've seen so many negative things about the Peloton bike and things like that. To me, I'm like, if somebody enjoys it and they're going to use it, who cares? Like that, it's like, it's a ridiculous, it's a lot of money. But how much does
$54 a month?
Yeah. Let's make sure we contact Peloton as a sponsor of this one. But again, whether you're going to a gym, you're going to a class, between, just if you draw a circle around our office, I bet you there's 20 different places that you can work out and different types of things. There's a boxing club, there's yoga, there's, you hang from a ceiling in one of them. Like, it's crazy, all the different things that you can do. And just doing it and find something fun that you like.
Nike, just do it.
Just do it.
Nicholas, contact Nike.
Yeah, now we're Nike. So, but...
it's as simple as doing 100 sit-ups and push-ups. You don't need anything. You just need a floor.
Yeah. I agree.
Think you can do it before we're done, Nick?
Yeah. So have him start doing push-ups.
I'll count.
Yeah.
I'll go.
That's Coach Pat there. See, that's Coach Pat. Because in Nicholas's head, he's like, do I really have to do this?
Does he really have to do this?
Should I start doing push-ups? So
you don't have to do it, Nicholas.
So anyway, Pat, I really appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, sure.
This has been a great. I feel motivated. I'm really excited. And I hope that you and I see each other every once in a while.
Right.
I hope that you keep me accountable.
I can do that if you want me to.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for our listeners that don't know, my son-in-law actually works for you.
He does.
So I get to see him at least once a week. So he'll report back if I'm if I'm not slimming down or if I'm like, yeah, Joe's looking a little chunky. So
it's the holidays, so it's understandable. Come January 1st, it's a different story.
Yeah, but yeah, you can come in and feel free to kick my butt mentally and physically if I don't stick to it. So
we're right down the road, so you can always come down there. We can work out together. I'll hold you accountable.
Sounds good. So Pat, thank you so much for being a part of this. Is there any last words?
No, I just be patient, have perseverance, have faith in what you're doing, right? And one of the key things, I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. I love doing that. It's one of my things in the morning. Every morning I listen to something to motivate me. Whether it's Gary Vee or
the Dare to Be Different podcast.
Dare to Be Different podcast, sure, yes. TD Jakes, whatever it might be. Listen to a lot of those guys, and faith is about the unknown, right? If you knew everything, how do you have faith?
Right.
But not knowing and seeing the end result you want, but having faith to get there, right? So have faith and have accountability, perseverance, and just keep pushing. Just keep moving forward. I think I dropped a quote on one of the T-shirts we have. It's so basic, right? We don't have problems. We just have work to do.
That's fantastic.
We don't have problems. I don't have problems.
Yeah.
Just got work to do.
I'm glad you said that because I was definitely going to steal that. Now that you put it on here, I can't just steal it. So now I have to give credit back to you.
That's why I made sure I said it. No, I'm joking. You can use that wherever you want. But yeah, it's true though. It's true. We just have work to do. Don't fear work.
And that's it. Every day when you get up and you go to the gym, you might look in the mirror and not see a huge difference, or you step on a scale, but it's working.
It's working. It's working. You'll feel it, physically, mentally. So no, I appreciate you having me on. So
now this has been a blast, and I hope that all of the listeners got something from this. If nothing else, know that we want you to be healthy.
Be here for a long time.
Absolutely. So we want more and more listeners, and if you guys start dying off, it's going to be really hard to keep our listenership up.
Yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's not how it works.
So anyway, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Dare to Be Different podcast.
Awesome.